what's going on out there in what's the show again? In IE Network Radio Land. You know what time it is. It is now time for the sports podcast show extravaganza, which is the Benchwarmers podcast here exclusively on IE Network. Today we're definitely going to be on a tight schedule. We're going to exactly end the show in an hour for once. We're going to try to do that tonight as it's jam-packed full of nuts, as they would say back in the day, full of sports and other stuff. We got a lot to talk about, of course, you know, with the Super Bowl coming up and everything. But first, let me just say we're worldwide, not just domestically, worldwide here on the IE Network for the Benchwarmers Show podcast with me and my boy here, Heaven Hollywood, who is just popped up.
What's up?
Hey, how you doing?
Super Bowl Eve.
Yes, Super Bowl Eve is correct. Super Bowl Eve, another Super Bowl coming.
Yeah.
As I can't believe that's already
the Brady Bowl.
In. 55. Boy, I'm 48. Super Bowl 55. Boy, that's you do the math.
Before we get started, let me tell you something. I was paying an ode to your favorite sport, baseball, today. And I know I talk about this ad nausea. I cannot stop watching that World Series. I guess it was 2011. That is, I'm telling you, that's the greatest game ever. I've come to my conclusion. I've seen a ton of baseball games. That 2011 Game 6 of
Cardinals and
Rangers is the greatest game I've ever seen. That, without a doubt, that's the greatest game I've ever seen.
It's unbelievable because you not only had one lead change at the end, toward extra innings, but twice.
Three lead. It was two lead changes. It was actually the Rangers took the lead, I believe, in the seventh. Cardinals tied it back. Rangers took the lead again in the ninth.
Yeah.
Cardinals tied it back. And
I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was like towards I know it was definitely regulation, and they did again extra innings.
Yeah.
The Rangers took the lead, and still they.
I'm sitting here. I'm sitting here in the gym with tears pouring down my face. People looking like, what is wrong with this dude? He must be really getting it in, you know.
So you were seeing a best of or something today? Was this today?
I was. I sat and I said, I went to YouTube and I replayed the 8th and 9th inning, and extra innings, because it was the 10th. The 10th inning. Yeah, they won it in the 10th.
Let me look real quick. Now you get me one.
They won it in the 10th. And the funny thing is, Freeze, World
Freeze was
that
MVP.
World Series made him a lot of money. Hey, that World Series made him a lot of money. He was actually from Missouri, right? He got traded from the Padres to the Cardinals, his hometown.
Yep.
He tied the game in the 8th with a triple. In the 8th inning with a triple. He tied it in the 8th and then won it in the 10th inning with the single home run. And, of course, the great Joe Buck with the "See you tomorrow night."
I will see you tomorrow night. Of course, Jack was really better.
Yeah, right. You can't. You just can't make that up. And that's why baseball is the best playoff sport, because
thank you.
There's no clock. There's no clock. So until you get the last out, it's always a chance. And that, of course, I'm biased, so I'm going to say the Mets game, Game 6, was the greatest game. I'm telling you, those Game 6s, man. Game 6s are always better than Game 7s. Most of the time, Game 7s end up blowouts.
Yeah, or very rare. Well, yeah, You have the 2001 Yankees Diamondbacks that went down to the end. Rivera
That
blowing
was
that
it. Yeah.
things that happened. Not only
One
that,
one of the probably the only time I've ever seen Rivera blow his head.
one of the rare times. But I'm saying like a Game 7 situation. Because even going back to what you said, Carlton Fisk, 75 World Series, Reds and Red Sox. That was a classic Game 6. That wasn't, imagine that was for the championship. Imagine that was Game 7 ending like that. That would have been the greatest ever.
And I know we got to move on. I guess we'll save it for another time. But I'm telling you something. That was one of the greatest. That was one of the great.
Yeah.
And to have Joe Buck and McCarver. And the funny thing is, me and my brother, we were arguing at your boy Michael K. Because Michael K. Right, he finally turns out right.
Yeah.
He said the longer the series goes, the longer Ron Washington has to coach, and that is advantage to the Cardinals because Ron Washington is going to at some point blow it for his team. So the Rangers better win this World Series early because the longer he has to coach, it's going to eventually come out. And he made all the wrong bullpen moves in Game 6, and then with John Jay, I think his name was on second base. Pujols is up. He intentionally walked Pujols with a right-handed pitcher in, and Berkman's up next. And then they said he's taking the bat. He's taking the bat out of Pujols' hand, and Berkman has been the hottest hitter in the World Series. And on top of that, Berkman's a lefty, and the guy pitcher was a righty. So there's one strange move by Ron Washington. Then he has him on a no doubles deep, and they're like, "Why are they playing so deep?" And he goes, "If Berkman gets any sort of base hit, this guy can walk home." And that's exactly what happened. But he had a routine base in the center field where if they were playing regular.
Yeah, but guess what? That's true. But guess what? Nelson Cruz had that ball. It don't get talked a lot about, but he was
right.
He misplayed that ball. I remember when it happened like yesterday. I said, "Oh, here they go. They're gonna win." And I'm like, "What the heck?"
That was the triple.
He misplayed it. And that's how David Freese, he got David Freese's triple.
That was a triple.
And I was like, you misplayed that ball? But anyway,
Let's go. We got to talk about Tom Brady.
Shout out to West. Come on, get to the Super Bowl. Come on. Thank you.
So we got Super Bowl, 55 coming up?
Yes, the double nickel, as Spike Lee would say. The double nickel.
The double nickel.
On my New York.
Tom Brady, Tampa Bay, and Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City. Now, since our last, remember we said we're going to re-evaluate our picks. We picked Kansas City last week.
Yep.
But since then, here's a turn of events that has happened.
Okay.
Antonio Brown will probably play.
Okay.
And
I would figure
there will be 3 starting linemen out for Kansas City.
Ooh.
So
starting line.
3 starting offensive linemen, including 2 tackles.
Are they? And they're out because of injuries, not because of COVID or anything like that, right?
And injuries.
Okay, injuries. Okay.
They're out because of injuries. So now Patrick Mahomes, as we all know, with Tampa Bay, they put down Aaron Rodgers, I believe, 4 times last week.
Yeah.
And they're front row with your boy JPP.
Yeah, you know me.
Dominic Sue. I'm telling you, this dude Derek White, who was amazing, and there's the other guy who was their lead tackle, but I gotta remember his name.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, if they can get at Mahomes and cause some sort of pressure, This might be This might be different. Before the show's over, I'll make my decision.
Okay, well, we'll do. I'll do the same. I'll do the same with that. But I was just about to say, there's been all COVID tests were taken. It all came back negative.
Good.
And here's the funny thing. What if it didn't? What if they wouldn't say hypothetically, oh, Tom Brady or it was Patrick Mahomes? They would have
Wouldn't that
delayed.
be terrible? Imagine that. Oh, Brady has COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So, Joe Schmo. They don't even have Jameis Winston.
No way.
So it's like,
No
so it's
way.
like, Blaine Gabbert would be the quarterback.
There's no way with all that money with the television owners. There's no way they were like, oh, we're gonna have to cancel it for now and just wait a week or two.
Can you imagine that?
But yeah, the regular season's okay. Anyway,
Can you imagine if Tom Brady did come down with COVID or Patrick Mahomes?
whatever Mahomes, yeah.
Would they cancel the? Would they cancel the? Would they postpone the Super Bowl?
They wouldn't. They wouldn't
Or would
cancel.
they play it with a backup quarterback?
No way. No way. I don't think that. You think they would do that? I don't see that with money, a lot of
As
money.
money hungry as they are, no way.
There's no way. This is their biggest spectacle. Not only is their biggest spectacle, it's the biggest spectacle in the world, not just in
Right.
country.
Right.
So, next to soccer,
Yeah.
West want to chime in.
Yeah. I think what happens is if one of those guys was to come, actually, if any of the starters was to come up with COVID, you have to test the whole team anyway. So they would probably, even if no one else tested positive, they'd probably lie and say other people tested positive. So they have to postpone the game. It's no way they would play the game with the backup quarterbacks. They wouldn't
Blaine
start
Gabbert
like that.
against Chad. What's his name? Chad
Henne. Chad Henne. Yeah.
Yeah, Henny.
Yeah. Chad Henne.
Wow.
Shout out to everybody in the chat room for holding us down. We appreciate y'all. Yeah, I don't think they would lie and be like, "Oh, Tom Brady's got it, so the whole team must have it." So let's because Brady talks with the whole team and he deals with the whole, or at least the whole offense. So
Right.
we're going to postpone the
And
Super Bowl. I don't think at this point no one would care, though. To be honest with you, I'll be honest with you. Yesterday, I think my brother asked me, "You do anything for the Super Bowl?" I was like, "Huh?" I was like, "The Super Bowl is tomorrow. I mean, the Super Bowl is Sunday." I'm like, damn. Like everything is off this year. Everything is off. It just throws you off, so it doesn't feel like it. And of course, because you're not going places and things like that. I didn't really do much for Super Bowl Sunday anyway, except stay home and get a couple people maybe come over. But it's nothing.
Real quick, if it was the other way around, and let's say it was Joe Blow had COVID, they would keep that such in a hush hush. No, we're playing. We're playing.
Yeah, we're gonna play. But if Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes had ended up with it, they would say, nah.
Yeah, man. I wouldn't want to see that. That would be awful. I would not want to see that.
No one would. It'd be the Henny Bowl. the Henny Bowl, the Henny, and what's the other guy? Gabbett. The Gabbett Henny Bowl.
Henny and Gabbett. Yeah, it'd be the Henny Bowl, all right, for me. I'd be drunk off of Henny.
Yeah, everybody be drinking Henny, just watching that Super Bowl.
Exactly. We would take advantage of that. Let's get an act.
Everybody take a shot every time one of these guys throw an interception.
By the way, real quick, we all experienced our team going to the Super Bowl. Sorry, Wes. Going to the Super Bowl, right? But
his team went to the Super Bowl back in the day.
But I didn't experience it.
That don't count. He wasn't. But I'm saying, like, with me, when your team's to the Super Bowl, I don't know about you. With me, I want to be by myself. This is a serious game. I don't want no distractions. When it's my team in it, I don't play. I don't be going to no sports bar.
Oh, okay. So you do it. Ironically, the times that I've been alone, we lost.
That's you.
Now, I went when we beat Seattle.
Oh yeah, that game.
I was in a full sports bar in Miami, and I felt like I was in Pittsburgh because the whole bar was Steeler fans.
Not a big damn big.
Was that when you met? Is that when you met OJ?
Yeah, I met OJ. That was when I was in Miami, and I actually met OJ Simpson. He was that's when he was down in Kendall, Florida, with a white woman, same old OJ.
Chalker.
And he had the Bills jersey on, and he came into the sports bar that I go into. And you're like, oh my God, that's really OJ.
He might as well had a sign over it. I'm OJ Simpson.
Everybody, it was too much. But yeah,
he wears super.
But then when I went back and then when we beat the Cardinals a few whatever year that was.
Yeah, that was 43.
Right, we beat them that year, and then I went back to the same house when we played the Packers, but we lost.
See, so, you know what this shows you? We all got a superstition. We all have a little when it comes to our team.
Now, when it came to the Mets, the little bit of time that they won,
very little time.
Or the Lakers, I always want to be by myself with the Lakers.
See?
And
I feel
if the Lakers are leaving, if they're losing, then I would like change TVs, or like I'll do little stuff like that, and then I'll like, you know what? I'm just gonna cut it off. And then I come back and cut it on. Oh my God, they're only down 6. Let me cut it off again. Like I wouldn't watch it.
Oh, bro, you know what, bro? I used to be so much worse back in the day. I mean, I would go like if something was going on not right. Okay, let me position myself differently on the couch. Okay, let me take off this hat. Okay, let me get out the room. Let me go in another room and watch it.
Yep.
I used to be bad. I used to be really.
I'm telling you, I have a lot of superstitions for, and when the Steelers when they beat us Seattle that year, we went on a run. We won like 8 straight. Every single week, I had the Hines Ward jersey on.
Yeah,
and we won 8 straight weeks. I kept Hines Ward on. So me and my bright ideas, I decided to show up at the Super Bowl with a Franco Harris jersey, right? And we are playing awful the first 2 quarters.
Three,
like up to the 3rd quarter, I'm like, wait a minute. I go into the bathroom, I put the Hines Ward on, right?
And then
I'm like, forget this. This isn't working. I took off Franco. I put the Hines Ward on. The moment I stepped back onto the floor, Hines Ward, Randall L. threw Hines Ward a touchdown.
Wow.
And then all the Steelers fans turn to me and go, you keep that effing jersey on. Keep that effing jersey on.
So basically, to make a long story short, you bench Franco Harris and put in Hines Ward.
Right. I put in Hines Ward. And the moment I did it, it's like we had an interaction. He caught a touchdown pass from Randall L. Matter of fact, that was the only touchdown pass thrown. Ben didn't even throw a touchdown in that Super Bowl.
That's funny.
He had the worst quarterback rating in the history of Super Bowl winner.
Wow. So I just want to ask Wes real quick. So real quick, Wes, are you like really bad like that when it comes to your teams?
Not really. Only when it comes to I have a habit of turning the game off and not watch it because for some reason I have better luck looking at the ticker on ESPN app. And I have better luck doing that. Like I'm looking at the ticker and I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. So that's what I do. Like then I turn the game on and they suck and I'm like, oh man. I put the ticker on.
Yeah, real quick. And I'm speaking for myself. When it's your team in it, doesn't matter what sport, it is stressful. It is
very stressful.
It's enjoyable.
Very stressful.
Very stressful.
Very stressful. Like if like that's why I like to watch it myself because I don't want to hear. Oh hell yeah! I said, look, shut up. I'm trying to yeah. I'm like, yo, don't mess. Yeah, you know what's funny? Real quick, I have a similar story like you having. The year that the Giants had that magical run in 07, every week in that playoff run, I wore my Amani Toomer jersey.
Okay.
They beat the Buccaneers. I had it on. They beat the Cowboys when they had the interception in the end zone to end the game. I had that on. They beat the Packers when it was like 15 below zero, whatever it was in that game. Brett Favre's last game as a Packer. I had that. When they won the Super Bowl against the Patriots, give them their first defeat. I had that on. So like it worked that whole run.
It worked that whole playoff run.
My home Amani jersey. Yep.
Then you try to come back next year with it all, and they're like, nah, it's not working.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, that Amani Toomer jersey had a lot of mojo in it because when you think about that Tyree catch.
Yeah, and he had big catches himself. Actually, he had a big catch.
Because Amani was still on the team, and Amani had big catches. He was a really, really underrated,
decent player, very good player. Absolutely.
So before you guys move on, what do you think the key matchups are going to be for this game? I know you mentioned forget about the I know you mentioned the injuries. What are the key matchups? What do you think is going to make a difference on both sides?
My key matchup, and I'm staying with it, and I've been saying it from the beginning. It is how they defend the little dude. What's his name? His name slips my mind now. Tyreek Hill.
Oh, Hill.
If Tyreek Hill has a big game, I think the Chiefs are going to blow them out.
What about the other side? Who do you think needs to have a big game for the Bucks to win?
For the Bucks to win, I think two people. One guy on defense, I think is the dude I mentioned, the linebacker. Now his name slips on mine already. I'll remember his name. The linebacker.
His name is White or something like that.
White. Derek White, I think his name is. He has to have a big game to me. And on offense, they're running back. They have Robert Jones or Fournette, whoever's going to be the running back. I think they have to be balanced. They have to be a threat. You know, Brady can't just be sitting back, throwing the ball 50 times because that's not going to beat Kansas City. He has to be balanced. So I think I'm going to say Robert Jones or Leonard Fournette, whoever's going to be the running back, and their linebacker is Derek White. For some reason, I don't think his name is Derek White.
I think for me, I think the little the slot guy, what's his name?
Miller.
I think he is going. Miller time. I think he's going to be a factor in this game because his speed is underrated. Like they misjudge how fast he is. He's deceptively faster than what you may think he is. So I think he's going to be a factor in this game. And Brady loves finding those slot guys and making them factors in a game.
And the funny thing about him is he's like a very fast slot guy. He's like faster, especially faster than any white dude out there. That they don't expect him to be that fast. You know, when you see him, you think it's gonna be like Edelman, you know, Chris Hogan. You know, Wes Welker was quick, but he wasn't fast. So
I'll tell you this much. Yeah. If Brady throws 3 interceptions in the Super Bowl, he ain't winning.
But do you really see him doing that though? Is Kansas City gonna pick him off 3 times?
No, I don't see that, but I'm saying if it did.
Yeah. Well, Jimmy, what did you think about what I just asked that question? Who do you think needs? What are your key matchups for this game?
I think the key matchups, of course, is I think the key matchup is the Kansas City defensive line against Tampa Bay's offensive line. I think if Brady gets rattled, if he gets pressured, as we've seen with the Giants did twice, with them, I would not be surprised if they watched those films. If they watched those old past films and said, "Okay, this is what we got to do," even though he was a little younger then, but still, it works.
Right.
Devin White. Sorry, guys. Devin White.
Devin White. Okay, it's
Devin White has to have a big game.
So, I think the Chiefs' defensive line would be a huge factor. Of course, I don't get talked about a lot because we always think of the stars of the game. I think if they get some pressure, like Heaven was talking about a little earlier, it could be a blowout, especially if Patrick is on his. Can't forget about it. But
and to answer West, the only way I do see, because you got to remember, you could throw interceptions and not throw interceptions. The only way I see Brady throwing those picks is if it, receiver bounce off his hand. We know Brady's not going to be nervous.
No,
but if that, if it bounce off a receiver's hands or he doesn't catch it, turns the wrong way or what have you, hey, it's still going to go on Brady's record, even though it may not be his fault. So Kansas City, like you said, they're very optimistic defense. Optimistic defense, and they're a little better than what people give them credit for. I still think it's going to be a high-scoring game.
Yeah, it is.
But I'm telling you right now, I think Tyreek Hill, the way they cover him, is going to make the difference. It's going to be the difference between it being a close game down the stretch and Tampa Bay having a chance to win, and it being no game whatsoever. Because we already know that that Travis Kelce is going to get his no matter what. He's going to get his. He's going to find a way to get his. So that means you already got him getting his. You can't let them both get theirs.
No.
So you're going to have to, and Tyreek Hill is the one who, he's the exciter. He's the one that starts the momentum. His touchdowns seems like they're worth more than 7 points. Because it's just not a regular touchdown. It's a bomb. It's a electrifying move. So his touchdowns seem worth more than 7 points.
Last question I got for y'all is now you mentioned the injury, so that is going to be a factor. So that means if the Tampa Bay front four can actually get some pressure, then they don't have to worry about sending pressure or anything like that.
Right.
So they got more people. They got more people back there to cover these guys, double coverage or whatever else. But other than that, do you see how do you stop? I mean, this kid looks almost unstoppable. How do you stop this kid?
Double him. I mean,
I'm talking about Mahomes.
Mahomes.
How do you stop this kid? He looks almost unstoppable. Because he can scramble, he can move, he can throw the ball on the run. He's very dangerous.
He's even more dangerous out of the pocket than the pocket. But you see, what you have to do is, and you probably, if you're Tampa Bay, you probably can't do that because you don't have a Richard Sherman. So, to stop him, you need one cornerback, like how San Francisco had. San Francisco, pretty much, that's the most contained I've ever seen Pat Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes pretty much looked like a regular quarterback for 3.5 quarters. It wasn't until he finally hit that bomb.
They played.
And that was a broken play.
Yeah.
That was a broken play. So it wasn't until he hit that bomb. But like you said, you have to get pressure with 4. This is the way that you neutralize Mahomes. You have to get pressure with 4, no blitzes.
No.
And and you're gonna have to press on with the corners. Your cornerbacks, he already proven that 1-on-1 is not gonna work with him with Tampa Bay. They don't have a Richard Sherman or something like that, or Jalen Ramsey or a lockdown cornerback. So they're gonna have to do it. You gotta try to get physical. I've never really seen nobody. I know he's small and stocky. You gotta get physical with him, man. Like you have Antoine Whitfield Jr. He is a physical cornerback. He's not a fast cornerback. He destroyed Antoine Whitfield Jr. in the first game.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta throw him off his rhythm. He's coming off the line for 4 or 5 yards. You're gonna push him. You have to do things to get him off his path. Because he's not that big.
No, he's not. I think another question to both of you guys. We all know what Brady, his legacy is already written. We already know that. He wins this, obviously. He's already the GOAT. But Patrick Mahomes, let's see if Mahomes wins this, right? Where exactly are you guys putting him at this moment? I know it's still early in his career, but if he wins this time, back-to-back Super Bowls, probably the youngest quarterback to ever do that, back-to-back Super Bowls, beats the GOAT, where do you put Patrick Mahomes? Is he the best quarterback? Well, he's probably already the best quarterback.
He's top 10. He's top 10. He's top 10 already. If he wins another one.
Yeah,
because you have to remember, the first year, 3 years ago, he should have been in the Super Bowl that year.
And who beat him?
Again, it was an offsides. Brady threw a pick. It was an offsides that had nothing to do with the pick, but it was an offsides. They would have been in the Super Bowl that year.
Yeah.
Then that was his rookie year, right?
That was like his. It was really his rookie year. He was in there the year before, but he didn't really play.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So
you're knocking on
the AFC Championship game that year, and then Super Bowl, and now Super Bowl again. He's already got an MVP on his belt.
Yeah. On top of that,
he might win another one this year.
Yeah.
And he's the fastest quarterback to 100 touchdown passes, all that other stuff. Yeah. So if he goes and beats Brady this year, and he's got 2 rings in his first 3 years,
not too shabby.
Plus with all the other stuff added.
He's going down the Brady path.
I'm putting him ahead of Aaron Rodgers already.
Yeah, he's going down the Brady path. If he can win 2 in his first 3 years, he's going down that Brady path before his his career is over. He may be looking at 5, 6, 7 Super Bowl rings. You know what I mean?
The thing about Kansas City is they're still young. They're still a young team. It's going to be all about keeping that team together. If they can keep the team together, we all know what happens as years go on. Guys get all fired up. A guy wins the Super Bowl MVP. Now he wants to go somewhere and have his own team. It happens all the time.
Management,
management. So we'll see how they come together. But if they can keep them together,
the 49ers, and they look like a team at one point. They were going to have a good little run,
right?
And then look what happened. Jim Harbaugh and the management. Well, we were the reasons why we were good, and we were. So you never know. Like they're saying, give somebody power, see how they handle it,
right?
And see how they go with it. I don't see Patrick Mahomes as that type of dude, especially when he has a father that was in a sports profession. He's a former pitcher. I don't think he's very level-headed. I don't see him as that type of dude. Yeah. So as long as he got that, he got those people like that behind him, he's definitely going to be heading towards that yellow brick road to greatness.
Well, I'm definitely anxious to see them both, and it's going to be very interesting.
Now, moving right along real quickly, I credit Wes to bring up this topic. Brought in my attention about Phillip Rivers retiring.
Yep.
And here's the funny thing, just to how transparent I am, just like you guys. I had no idea he went to the Colts.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You didn't, huh? Yeah, he went to the Colts this year, and they made the playoffs. So,
that's amazing.
Yeah. So, but as Phillip Rivers will normally do, Phillip Rivers doing Phillip Rivers things. He went out in the first round, and you know, and that's the whole thing with Phillip Rivers. And I know that you had the question was, is Phillip Rivers a Hall of Famer?
Okay, now let me give you the career stats real quick.
Okay.
Okay, he played 244 games. His record as a quarterback is 134 wins, 106 losses. His completion percentage in his career is 64.9. He threw for over 63,440 yards. His yard average was 7.8. Total touchdowns in his career 421. Total interceptions 209. And he's I forgot what's that faint PT. I don't know what that stands for. What that is. FANT.
Sure.
I have no idea what that one. I hate these little crap like in baseball.
Those little new stats, right?
Yeah, just give me regular stats. Interceptions, yards.
Right.
Now, a lot of people don't realize he easily could have been the Giants quarterback. If a lot of people don't realize in the old
remember he didn't want to go there.
And well, Eli, no.
Well, no, Eli didn't want to go to San Diego.
Eli didn't want to go to San Diego because he's the one who got drafted by San Diego, I think.
We could have had Phillip Rivers and that tight end that was pretty good. I forgot the guy's name back in the day, but we could have had both of those guys. And who knows how different history would be right now.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think that whole shift didn't that whole thing cause Eli ended up going to the Giants. Now what I get confused that didn't all of this stuff happen and then after that what happened with Breeze where Breeze ended up going to New Orleans? Didn't that happen around the same time?
Well, Rivers got drafted while they still had Breeze.
And Breeze
Marty
coach. Yeah.
That's what happened.
What happened is Breeze, they got rid of Breeze. They wasn't bringing Breeze back.
Right.
Exactly.
Because back when in San Diego, Breeze was awful. Mm-hmm. Like 1 year they were like 1-15 1 year with Breeze. People, it's hard. People don't remember that, but Drew Brees at one time was not really that good, and that's why they drafted Phillip Rivers. And
they didn't have the right fit, I guess.
Yeah, and I believe the year right as they drafted Rivers, I think his last year in San Diego, he had a good. He was like 12-4 or something like that. But then Drew Brees ended up getting a big injury to his arm, to his throwing arm. And that was the year that Dante Culpepper and Drew Brees were both free agents. And the Miami Dolphins said, and I quote, I still remember the quote,
and I quote,
we would rather have someone with a quarterback with a bad knee than a quarterback with a bad shoulder. And they took Culpepper. They could have had Drew Brees. And they took Dante Culpepper.
So listen, I had an idea. So I took Wes's idea and took a step further. So I did a little research, to try to define if Phillip Rivers is Hall of Fame quality or not.
Okay.
So I found this little article here. Credit NFL.com. This man that wrote it, Adam Rank. The title of the article: Top 10 quarterbacks to never win a Super Bowl. Where does Phillip Rivers rank? So I'm gonna throw you some names real quick, and you tell me yay or nay if Phillip Rivers is better than these guys. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, remember Jim Everett from back in the day?
Yeah,
he's better than
Everett. Yeah,
not even close. Yeah. Okay. Michael Vick.
He's better than Vick.
Yeah, but ain't Michael Vick in the Hall of Fame or no?
I don't know if he's in the Hall of Fame.
He could be. I think he should be. Okay, Steve McNair, the late Steve McNair.
That's a good one. McNair McNair led the team to Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no.
I say no.
Statistic-wise, he's better than McNair, but I think I'd probably rather have McNair.
Air McNair wasn't too shabby. That's a close one. Okay, I got to come back.
I think I'll take McNair.
Slightly. Yeah. Okay, Here's another one. Dan Fouts. That's a good one.
No, he's not better than Dan.
You take Dan?
Dan Fouts is way better, in my opinion.
Yeah, great. How about you, Wes?
Fouts.
Unanimous with Fouts. Yeah. Ooh, this is a real good one. Warren Moon.
No, he's not better than Moon, in my opinion.
Warren Moon was a stat compiler, in my opinion. I think Warren Moon was a stat compiler.
You know what it is? You know he threw over 50,000 yards when he came to the big game.
Right. That's the thing about him. Nah, I think Rivers is better than Warren Moon.
I would think so. I would agree with that. And here's another one. Oh, Frank Tarkenton. Here we go, right up Wes's alley, a former Viking and former Giant, by the way. Frank Tarkenton.
No, he's not better than him.
Yeah.
I'll take Tarkenton.
Here we go, another one, a name from the past that used to give the Giants headaches. Randall Cunningham.
Total package, he's better than Cunningham because Randall Cunningham, like I said, he's kind of like Vic. Like he brings more things to the table.
Just biggest stature.
But if you give Phillip Rivers, Chris Carter, and Randy Moss,
I think he would do very well. Yeah. I think he would do very well. So with that, you saying that, Heaven, definitely Phillip Rivers on that one. You agree with us?
Wes likes. You gotta remember, Wes had a soft spot for Randall Cunningham.
I got.
You love Randall.
Oh man,
Randall Cunningham.
Randall Cunningham is definitely a
Cunningham, and they just bought another dimension.
Yes, they did.
They bought another dimension with the running. If Michael Vick makes it to the Hall of Fame, it's going to be because of all the. He pretty much.
He's probably not going to, by the way, because of the off field stuff.
And plus, he
went to jail.
I think he only went to like one championship game.
He's not going to make it.
Randall went to one championship game, and then Randall Cunningham, even though he was not the sole reason for them losing that game, he played a big part in them losing to the Falcons that year. The Vikings never should have lost.
When he fumbled at the end of the first half,
changed the whole momentum of the game. I think Phillip Rivers is better than him.
Okay, that was a game too. Real interesting. These last two. Is Phillip Rivers better than Jim Kelly?
No.
And let me say, by the way, this. I don't know Jim Kelly. You think he was Hall of Fame? I don't think he's Hall of Fame, to be honest.
You don't think he's Hall of Fame?
4 Super Bowl appearances.
He was in the '83 classic class of quarterbacks. He's I'm not saying he's a dud,
and he's in the Hall of Fame too.
He is in the Hall of Fame, but I don't know. I don't know.
Rivers is not better than Jim Kelly.
Do you have Jim Kelly's career numbers in front of you?
Yeah, I gotta really look at it again because I know when I was watching him when he was in his prime, I didn't say, "Oh yeah, that's a future Hall of Fame quarterback." I just did it. I'm not saying he sucked. I'm just saying I didn't see Hall of Fame to me. I don't know. Just with me. Like if you took away the 4 straight Super Bowls, is he Hall of Fame? If you take away the 4 straight Super Bowls.
But you can't take away the 4 straight Super Bowls.
You can.
Because he's a big part of why they were at 4 straight Super Bowls. So his stats, he ended with 35,000 some odd yards. He had 237 touchdowns, 175 interceptions.
Way less than
what about his win-loss record? Do they have that there?
Do they have that there? Let's see.
And they gave you one.
They just got games 160. AV, I don't know what that means. That's 132.
Let me put
let's see.
ProFootballReference.com, even though we don't get paid to say that, but
you could probably Google his win-loss record.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me see, Jim Kelly. But
Jim Kelly's team was stacked though. He's like,
had a great team.
His teams were stacked, man.
Were they?
On offense and defense.
I'm like, were they, or were they just also?
No,
they were stacked on defense, especially defense.
They had Bruce Smith. They had Darryl Talley. They had
Kelso.
They had their team.
Kelso, the hard hitting Kelso.
Okay,
that team was
stacked. He played 160 games. I sound like Mad Dog. Okay, Mike, right here. He played 160 games.
Mm-hmm.
His win and loss record was 101, 59 and 0. He completed 60.1 of his passes, Mike, and he threw 35,467 yards, 230 touchdowns, 175 interceptions.
The dude 50 games over 500.
He belongs there, and tack on the four straight Super Bowl appearances.
Yeah, he's over all of that. He's definitely all of that.
All right.
He's definitely better than Rivers.
And he's better than Rivers, too.
Yeah. Okay. So here's one more. And this is a no-brainer to me. Dan Marino. Dan Marino to me is definitely.
Oh, hell no.
Well, yeah. No, he's
Dan Marino's an all-time great. Phillip Rivers played how many seasons? Total of
17.
He started in when? He started in. Let's see, how many career? What did he play? Like 17 seasons.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's what I was saying. I think when I had it.
He started in 04.
He
played 16. He played 16.
16. Okay.
He had played 16. He had 12 playoff. Now this is where this is where the rubber hits the road.
This is the tail of the tape.
He played 12 playoff games. Right?
This is Phillips? I mean,
this is Phillip Rivers. He played 12 playoff games.
Mm-hmm.
He's 5-7. He 16 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 59.3 completion percentage. He's been to one championship game. Now, Phillip Rivers
that was against the Patriots.
Played with LaDainian Tomlinson in his prime, Antonio Gates in his prime, Vincent Jackson in his prime. So he had some loaded teams.
I'm about to say, you talk about stacked. And he didn't get nowhere near the Super Bowl.
Don Merriman in his prime.
Yep. Junior Seau.
Yeah, Junior Seau was
not in his prime, but he was out there
when Phillip Rivers came in. And then he had Antonio Cromartie. So this dude had a stacked team, like one of those years, and that's the years that he did play the Patriots. And
by the way, that was the year that the Giants faced the Patriots the first time.
Right. He did play the Patriots, and I would say that them losing that game was not his fault because
also
he did recover and lead them back, and it was because the dude who picked off Brady decided to get cute and get stripped, and the Patriots got the ball back, and then they scored and won the game.
By the way, Phillip Rivers played hurt in that game against the Patriots.
Now that is one thing I have to add to him. This dude played one time with a dislocated arm. And now you got to give him some props for that. This dude would play hurt. He was durable. He rarely missed a game.
Give him that.
Yeah. So
by the way, real quick. So Jim Kelly in 17 playoff games, he was 9-8, which is already better than Phillip Rivers. He completed 322 of 545 passes, which is 59%.
Same thing as Rivers.
Yeah, 3,863 yards, 21 touchdowns, 20 interceptions, so a little more. Well, some of that because
more touchdowns, more yards, but more picks too.
What else we got here? Trying to see something that's important. Yards average was 7.09.
Phillip Rivers was an 8-time Pro Bowler. He never finished in the MVP voting. And all of those quarterbacks that came out of his class won Super Bowls, but him.
And Dan Marino. Really didn't win either.
No, I mean out of his class.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Dan Marino was in that draft class.
No, Dan Marino was in the same class as Phillip Rivers. Dan Marino was way ahead of Phillip Rivers.
E3.
No, not Jim Kelly.
I think Kelly.
Phillip Rivers came out with Eli and Ben.
Yeah. And Ben and Eli both. Well, Ben has two too, right? Like Eli, right?
Ben has 2. Eli has 2. Ben's been the 3. Eli's been the 2.
Yep.
So, I mean, one of those giant teams. Can you make a case that the year that Rivers? I know Rivers was young. The year they lost to the Patriots, I'd say their roster was top to bottom better than the Giants' second team that won the Super Bowl. So it's tough, man. It's tough. I put them because
you know what's funny with Phillip?
And he's such a good guy too. So you don't want to say, "Oh, no, he's not a Hall of Famer."
And this is from a Giant fan that you see here. Yeah. Here's the thing, and let's keep it real. Eli is gonna go to the Hall of Fame only because he beat the Patriots twice.
Right. Because if Eli don't got them, now he's somebody that says if he don't got them Super Bowl wins, you look at his statistics. The guy led the NFL in interceptions.
Trust me.
God knows how many times.
Trust me, I'm not one of those people that give carte blanche to Eli. He should have been on earlier than he did. I didn't like the way how they handled it a couple of years ago. They could have done it better. But as far as, taking him off the starting lineup, I mean, he was a guy that was at least durable. He never missed a game. But the thing was, he was an interception machine. It was ridiculous. I said, okay, bro, you gave me 2 Super Bowls. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate it. But, hey.
Interception machine.
I appreciate it. Thank you. But, that ain't going to last, especially in New York. After a while, okay, you did that, but right now you suck. You gotta go.
I mean, Rivers, the year his third year is when he became the starter. So when he became the full-time starter, that first year, which was 06, his team went 14-2. That was when he had Schottenheimer. He only had 22 touchdowns that year, so he was really a game manager that year.
Yeah.
The most touchdowns he's thrown in a season, 34. So he's never thrown 40. He's never had 5,000 yards. The most yards he had was 2010, 4,710 yards. 30 touchdowns, 13 picks.
He may edge it, but I don't know if he's gonna make it. But we'll see. He may edge it.
He might.
Do you guys say he's Hall of Fame? Like, just is Phillip Rivers a Hall of Famer?
Not first ballot.
Then definitely not first ballot. And to be honest with you, I can't remember one time where Phillip Rivers really impressed me. Exactly. To be honest with you, except for when they played that played when he played hurt. Like the durability and stuff like that.
He did beat Peyton about 3 times in the playoffs.
Yeah, he kind of had Peyton's number, but he didn't. But Brady had his number, so it was like Brady had damn near everybody's number. But the bottom line was, at that time, we didn't know Brady had everybody's number. You know what I mean? So we was like, he never had a chance to. He had opportunity with good teams that was better than the Patriot teams that Brady's had in the past, and he could have. He didn't step up, in my opinion. Not, I'm not gonna say hold him out, but if I was voting, I don't know. I'd really have to think about it.
It would definitely depend on the class.
And I'll tell you what I believe hurt Phillip Rivers a lot, and that is his first year with Marty Schottenheimer. He was 14-2. San Diego then goes and gets rid of Schottenheimer and brings in Norv Turner.
All people.
Now, after going 14-2,
oh boy,
let me tell you this dude's roster the next year with Norv Turner. He has had LaDainian Thompson, who was at that time 29, so he's right in his prime.
As I call him, the fake LT. Yeah.
He had Chris Chambers. He had Vincent Jackson, Antonio Gates. He had on the offensive line Nick Hardwick, who is probably going to the Hall of Fame. He had on defense Jamar Williams, Sean Phillips, Sean Merriman, Quentin Jammer, Antonio Cromartie, Eric Weddle on defense. Pretty good defensive team.
Not too sure.
He went 8-8 with that roster. I mean, see things like that. You're going 8-8 with LaDainian Tomlinson at 29 years of age.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I mean, like I said, I think to put a bow on this topic, I just think that I agree with Jimmy. I believe it depends on the class that he's going in with, or that he's potentially could go in with.
Yeah, definitely not a Hall of Famer.
Here's the thing. It's just like what
first bat.
Like what Mac and the Mad Dog used to always say: if you have to think about it, he's not a Hall of Famer. But you think about it, it's true. And the thing with Phillip Rivers, unlike Tom Brady, when Tom Brady stopped in the field, he made everybody better. Phillip Rivers is a little opposite. He didn't make everybody better. You know what I'm saying? Right. Unfortunately. And he had talent. Not like he didn't have talent. He had way more talent than Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
Right along. Well, we got to close this out. We're going to touch on this real quick. But we're at the hour mark. We got a short show tonight, and we got to give our final predictions for Super Bowl.
Yeah. We could go a little over. We could go a few more extra minutes. Don't worry about it. With the Major League Players Association, here's just something that they're just being really, they really hate the owners. Basically, they basically don't want to give in. There's protocols that were presented to the Major League Players Association from White House officials to discuss the COVID-19 pandemic. And basically, Major League Baseball were like, look, listen, we'll pay you the 162-game season, but you won't play 162, you play 154, extended playoffs, and universal DH. Still said no. Said no. Now, here's the thing. Again, it is just not only being spiteful, but this is what it is when it comes to the Major League Players Association. They're basically telling Major League Baseball, listen, you don't tell us what we should get. We'll tell you. We're going to use this bargaining chip of, okay, you want extended playoffs? Okay, we'll give you that, but you're going to give us this, whatever that is. You're going to give us X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? And the thing that makes this so, like, it just shakes your head is like, here we are, we're regular guys here, and then you throw the pandemic in the mix, and God knows everything else that's been going on, and you hear this stuff like this. You go, when is it where it's like, dudes, you don't look like good people, you know what I'm saying? It just don't look right. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you're getting extended playoffs, which is extra money. That's extra money for your players. You're getting University Age, which is 15 more spots for your representatives, 15 more jobs, which makes it 30 for your aging players, your sluggers that can't play the field no more. No, not good enough. No, we don't want to do that. Like, really? Come on, man. That's
you know.
I don't know what you guys feel, but just
I just continue to shake my head at the players in Major League Baseball. Look, man, just you do what the reason why people have losing interest, is because the players don't do they don't do the player, and I say both sides. They don't do what's best for the game.
Yeah, for the fans.
Yeah, for the fans. They don't do what's best for the fans, and the fans are the ones who have been riding for them and defending baseball, saying it's really not boring. Honest, you know, it's really not a boring game if you just give it a chance. You know, and they just do not. They still stuck in their old ways.
That's the problem.
And that's the problem. You know, until they start moving the game forward and get off these old rules and these old ways, and
they have to evolve.
Start trying to cater to what's going on now. Baseball will never be the popular sport.
Guess what? And we come from this generation. You know, I remember going into parks. Well, first of all, we all played in parks. When I was a kid, I was always in the park every day. Not only that, you saw baseball being played all the time. You go to a park now, it's like, it looks like, you know, something happened, you know, empty parks, you know.
A bomb threat was called in.
And this is pre-pandemic I'm talking about, you know.
Yeah. It looked like a bomb threat was called in. Yeah, it looked like we was in a pandemic before we was in a pandemic.
Yeah, and it's sad. I was like, man, I used to remember I was a kid. Man, every day I was in the park. Man, I was playing everything, you know, whatever. And I played softball, I played touch football, whatever. Terrible at basketball, but that's another story. But the point being is like that's the problem. They don't promote their sport well. They're terrible. The best they did, what they try to do, is let the players be themselves. Like, you know, get rid of these stupid non-rules that's unwritten rules. Well, you don't flip the bat when you hit a home run. You don't show emotion when you hit a home run. Come on, man. Like, that's
don't show emotion. Don't pump your fist. Don't flip the bat. Don't talk to the guy. Don't stare at anybody.
Don't dance to the now. You know, it's
don't do a little shuffle. You don't want to show off. You don't want to. Why not? Yes, I do. I don't like him.
We take that as disrespect. I'm not gonna hit him. I'll hit the next guy that comes up. That was the dumbest thing. I don't know about you, but this was the dumbest thing that made no sense. A guy would hit a big home run, right? And it might have been a guy that owned the pitcher. The next batter gets hit. Does that make sense?
Right.
Like,
but they never said anything about that. Yeah, they never tried to pull them from doing that. And then
they call that, that's just a part of, throwing up tight. Oh, that's just a part of the game.
That's
You're trying to intimidate a guy by throwing a baseball at his head at 100 miles an hour.
By the way, it's dangerous. I mean, you could kill someone.
Exactly. Ask Tony Graziano.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, that's cool. You guys, I think you should spend a couple of seconds on the stuff, and then get on out of here.
Yeah, I hear. Real quick. Since you two are Met fans, do you feel bad or not that Trevor Bauer went to the Dodgers? Real quick.
I mean, I don't feel bad. I mean, I just felt like
I would have liked him, but
I would have loved to have him. but we'll have to see. I mean, we did for once. The only thing I don't feel bad about is from what I saw and read, we did actually offer him a good deal, and even overall in the long run, more money. But the money that he's getting now is more upfront. So at least we actually tried. That's what I mean.
That's a change in itself.
Yeah, that's amazing. No pun intended. That's amazing. So, all right, let's go to this.
Really quickly.
Yeah.
Cardi B dropped her record up. Highly anticipated record. She dropped her record up with the video and the song. And me personally, I don't know whether you guys heard it, but let me tell you something. No, I was impressed. I can tell. I'm just impressed at Cardi's growth as an artist. You can tell that she really knows her limitations. She knows she's never going to be the greatest rapper. She knows she has trouble pronouncing certain words. She knows that she'll never have the greatest flow. But what she is when it comes to music, videos, and visuals, right now, there's no one close.
Yeah,
there's no one close.
You know what? I'm gonna piggyback what you said last night on your live, and I really thought about it. Her management team is playing chess very well.
Yep.
They knew exactly what they were doing when her single came out with Meg Thee Stallion. It was very smart to do it way more months in advance than the album dropping off, and to still do that in that album, which will keep her not only relevant but also still in the charts. I mean, you made a point last night, which was amazing. I mean, she finally fell off the top 40, you said?
The top 100. WAP finally fell off the top 100. It's been on it since the day it dropped.
And gee, what a coincidence. Bam, my album's coming out.
Yeah, my record, the moment, and she let everyone know from the beginning, I don't care about if I'm not the best lyricist. I don't care if people say that I'm not, that I don't write my own rhymes. Only thing I care about are the charts. And that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to put my record on the charts.
I'm going to comment on the visuals because that's what I do. Yeah. So, yeah, I agree with you on the visual. She definitely, her visuals, she are always, they're good. I mean, she's kind of like, for this time, she's really doing her thing. Like even this picture I chose, that's why I chose this picture.
Look at that.
Because look at the she got like the hair rollers, but it's like little Barbie doll heads as like hair rollers or something like in her hair.
Right.
Attached to her hair. And I'm just like, stuff like that. It's not just, I mean, yes, let's of course she's very sexy and she flaunts the sexual stuff, but it's not just that. It's very her colors that she uses, very colorful, very with all the visual, very vibrant. You know what I mean? So she really does, and whoever is behind her with that, when it comes to her visuals, they're on point. And on top of that, she does something that a lot of people don't do. She actually spends money on her videos.
Exactly.
She spends money on her videos. And that's what a video is. It is a promotional tool. Yeah. It is your best way of promotion as an artist is to do a video, because somebody had left a comment on like Spill the Sugar, one of them, saying, "Oh, this is good," and because I said the visuals are good, they're like, "Yeah, the song is garbage." I said, that's not what I'm saying. How many songs in life that you may or may not have really liked if you didn't see the video? Hell, I could tell you right now, the greatest artist of all time, Michael Jackson, the king of pop. I hated the song "Smooth Criminal." I hated it when I first bought the Bad album until I saw the video. And I saw the video, and then I started liking the song.
I hated Thriller until I saw the video. I never played Thriller.
Are you insane?
I never played Thriller off that album. Yeah. I skipped Thriller every single time.
I know. I remember you said, you would skip Thriller. I did play Thriller, but I know what you're saying. When I played Bad Album, and there was 2 songs on there that I couldn't stand that I liked after the videos came out: Speed Demon and Smooth Criminal. I was like, what the hell is he talking about? Annie, are you okay? What is this? I was like, this song sucks. But Smooth Criminal is probably one of my favorite videos for him other than Thriller. So that's what I mean. The visuals are important and they do count. Visuals count. And she's good at that.
Yeah, you know what reminds me when she puts the budget and does the production and everything. It kind of reminds me how Missy Elliott would do her videos.
Right. Yeah. Like she's kind of like for Missy, like no one to ever be closer to Missy, but for this generation.
Yeah.
For this generation, her videos are always on point. And
she puts money in, she puts time, and that means you care. You put time into your visuals. And a lot of people don't do that because you don't make the money you used to make where you can have, back then, and let's not forget Missy had, $1 million budgets for her videos, so now this woman, I know she's not spending $1 million, but she's making the best of, spending the best out of her money, and she's making her shit look good.
Right.
And she knows it pays off. That's what pays off.
And she came out a couple of weeks ago and said, and everyone laughed at her, but now you see these videos and you see why. She said, I'm spending thousands of dollars a day on COVID tests. And everyone's laughing at her. Now you look at that video, girls got the tongues all in each other's mouth. Oh, yeah, you're going to spend thousands of dollars on COVID tests.
COVID tests, yeah.
When she put
who froze?
Sorry about that. When you put together that video, you can see they need a lot of interaction. They needed a lot of people for it. And as with usual Cardi, there's always controversy. About 4 people came out and said, hey, that's my song. She stole Stuck. Now I'm up. Now I'm stuck. For me, I did this record, or I said that. See, I'm up and I'm stuck.
I wrote it in my notebook.
You are stuck.
or my beat. And like I said, people will say, oh, well, Cardi's always stealing. It always seems as though when Cardi drops, always funny that somebody comes out and says, oh, that's my record. Like, oh, I did that. Never when anyone else drops. Only when Cardi drops. And then the funny thing I noticed about it is, it's only for the records that are good. You never hear a record, never hear nobody claiming pressed. Like, oh, yeah, she stole that from me. They never claim the garbage records. I noticed that. Only the records that are hits.
You see how they swept that Lizzo thing under the rug when she stole that line from that girl. The beginning line of her song that got swept under the rug.
And that's the main line of the record.
Yeah.
When someone's really up there the echelon of a position in the music game, when even if she's not doing nothing for 2 years,
they bring her up.
Yeah. They still bring her up. Oh, yeah. You saw Megan's with Cardi. Oh, Nicki and Cardi. And she's like, I'm just sitting back, just chilling. I'm waiting for my next. And that shows a lot. It's the fans that keep it going. They want to
exactly.
Well,
exactly.
You're not helping if you wanted to go away.
And you can't tell me that with the WAP video that she did with Megan, the video helped the song go to where it went.
I wasn't crazy about the song.
No, I mean I'm gonna officially put it out there and say that I've never, I've never been a Cardi fan of her music. Never, ever, and I'm still not. But like I said, I respect her grind and I respect her visuals. I'm always gonna respect visuals. And not only as a man, it's good to look at, it's easy on the eyes, but on top of that, just the fact that what she puts in. That's why I chose this picture. The stuff that she puts into her videos,
right,
in her visuals,
at some
really
point, those little
depth.
Barbie dolls on her head was singing the chorus. Little things like that.
Exactly. Stuff like that. She spent a good money. She spent a good penny on this video. Now she spent a good penny, and like you said, she spent thousands just in COVID's tests. And guess what? If she did that, then that means she probably bubbled her crew, bubbled her cast. They probably kept them all, had to pay for that. There's a lot of things involved in that. It's not just because so that means they probably had to bubble them for days at a time to make sure nobody goes away, so they can all feel comfortable doing the little tongue things that they did and stuff like that, and everyone feels okay.
People don't realize I'm telling you, man, people don't realize this girl has it, and like I said, I'll always put it out there. She's never going to be the greatest lyricist. She's never going to be the best rapper. But I'm telling you one thing. When this girl drops a project, it has been a hit. And mostly every record she put out, press went to 16. They call that a flop. And I was telling people, people was back in the days would throw a party if you're on the top 40.
Yeah, and they're top 40.
They throw a party.
They had a whole list. They made a list of songs like that. Remember the top 40 hits? They would always, people, if you made the top 40, you throw a goddamn party. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, but that's my thing on that. I know you talked about it a lot yesterday, but I didn't get a chance to chime in on that. But I wanted to chime in this tonight because her visuals, I respect her. I mean, and she puts money into her videos, and that I respect that. Hopefully, one day I can shoot one of her videos. That'd be great. That'd be awesome.
Respect it even more.
I respect it even more if she was giving me that money. But I'm telling you right now that video definitely she spent a good penny on that. I can't tell what, because now people are doing things.
If it wasn't $1 million, it was close to it.
It was not. I'd say she spent, she probably spent about. She was up there. She was up there, tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands on that video, depending on what it is. Because things nowadays, the one thing about the new culture, the young culture, the people of today, the technology, they are doing things. They're doing things bigger with less, less money.
With less money.
So it probably didn't cost her all the way up there, but because of her sets, she has actual sets that she puts together. That's where the money comes in. The digital stuff that you can get that for whatever, but that the digital animation and the sets, that's where the money is. That's
really quickly before we get off on this and give our prediction. Do you have any issue with the people coming out saying, "Oh, they stole my hook," up and I'm stuck? I say that now. Let me remind you that I'm stuck and I'm up is a saying that in New York that a lot of people are saying, right? So that is a saying. And what I try to explain to people is you can't trademark a slang.
Correct.
You can't trademark a slang. The same way how Fat Joe could not trademark all the way up. Everyone was saying, I'm up. I'm up. I'm up. So him saying all the way up, somebody else come and say I'm all the way up in the record, and they did it.
That's just like what you call it, doing no diggity. You know what I mean? That was a saying, no diggity.
Right.
You know what I mean? He made a song called No Diggity, but guess what? Docs Effects made a song called No Diggity.
Called No Diggity.
You know what I'm saying? So you had Teddy Riley who did it after Docs Effects. Docs Effects couldn't sue him for saying it, and they are arguably the first people who said it.
Who said No Diggity.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. So I just think that and then she came on the dress and she said, look, 4 bars, you get 4 bars, basically schooling them, you get 4 bars. She's like, after 4, holler at me if I use more than 4 bars. You get up to 4 bars. And she knows she's using that clock. She knows exactly what to use and before you can get sued. So
she's on top of
look,
that.
man,
There's no way she's gonna put that. Yeah,
get your paperwork together.
Like you said,
grab you a lawyer and take her to court.
And and then you can say you all the way up when you get to the court.
If you win,
otherwise you all the way stuck.
Oh no! In other words, you'd be all the way out. You'd be on your way out.
Right. On the way out.
So there you have it.
So your predictions.
Yes.
For the Super Bowl, are you staying? Is everyone staying with the Chiefs? I think I have changed my mind.
You think you're changing your mind? I'm saying this real.
I'm changing my mind.
But barring a lightning hitting Patrick Mahomes or something crazy, COVID tests are being positive. I don't know. I think unless he gets really physically challenged. In other words, if he gets hit real hard like he did in that game before last, and Henny's coming in, the chances of Tom Brady winning a Super Bowl goes up to me. I think that's the only chance they have. They have to rattle Mahomes. I think if they can't stop him, how are they going to stop his weapons? If you can't slow down Mahomes,
I think
the Chiefs are still
the offensive line has changed my mind. I think now, when I said before, I was pretty much 70-30 Chiefs. I'm probably now, because remember, in the game that they played, Brady got together second half. They ended up losing by 3. That was with their offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
So now I believe this game is going to be much closer because of the offensive line. I think Brady's going to do it, man. I'm changing my pick.
I think it's going to be a close game.
I got Tampa Bay.
Ooh.
37 35.
37.
Tampa Bay 37-35. I'm taking.
Now, would it be one of those like when Brady won his first few championships? Would it be a late field goal at the end?
I think it's going to be one of those. It's going to be 35-34, and he's going to drive them just good enough for a field goal attempt. And I believe this time it won't be Adam Vinatieri.
I was going to say, where's Vinatieri?
I believe it's going to be Ryan Sukup, who won't pick up.
Mm-hmm.
I think Ryan Sukup is going to win the game on about a 40-yard field goal. And I think he's going to pull it out. I changed my mind. Let's see what happens. Only because I believe that defensive line is going to wreak havoc on these second and third stringers.
Yeah.
We'll see.
My prediction is pain. No, I think
good old Clubber Lang.
Clubber Lang. I think I'm still gonna say I haven't seen any kryptonite to this young Superman. And I just think he's going to pull it out. This dude is gonna win, man. My head is saying him. I don't really have a heart anyway. I don't have no dog in this fight, but I'd like to see Brady win, and I'd like to see him win. To be honest with you, I don't really know, because either way, I think we're witnessing greatness. Either way, I think it's very this Super Bowl. It's not downplayed, but because of COVID, a lot of times things are downplayed. But my final prediction is, I don't know, so I never predict scores, but I think that these guys. I think the Chiefs are going to win, man. I don't see this kid backing down. He's not afraid of the moment, and he is just amazing. I haven't seen any weakness of his. I haven't seen any weakness.
No.
So that's my prediction with him. I think the Chiefs win. Brady plays a valid game, but Chiefs win, I think.
So is the score is going to be in the 30s for both sides?
Yeah, it's going to be a shootout. Chiefs win a shootout.
That's what I think.
Chiefs win a shootout. It's going to be a high scoring game. I think what's going to happen is it's going to be the opposite of Brady coming down and getting the score. I think it's going to be either he's not going to get a chance to get back on the field. Something's going to happen like that, where he's not going to get that. Because if that happens, then if he's in that position, Brady wins. And I think to win this game, they have to beat the Bucks by at least a touchdown in order for the Chiefs to win the game. If it's anywhere closer than 7 points, you got to give the advantage to Brady.
If it's less than 7, it's going to be Brady's advantage. That's why I agree too. I say the Chiefs win by 10 if I remember correctly last week. That the Chiefs. I don't see it like 2 touchdowns or anything like that. I'd be surprised unless some sort of injury or something weird happens, like turnovers, turnovers.
BK Banger says, this is a tough one. They're both great. I agree. Mm-hmm. They are both great. And I think it's going to be a very interesting Super Bowl. But I think the Chiefs, if they win, they have to win by at least a touchdown or whatever or more. Because if it's anywhere close like that, if it's the end of the game and it's close and Brady gets that ball back, I don't care if he needs a touchdown or a field goal. He's winning that game, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think the Chiefs are going to be able to stop him. That's what I think.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like I forgot the actual score I said last week, but I definitely remember saying about 10 points, definitely in the upper 30 echelon, of the score. I say like 43 43-33.
Something like that. It's going to be like you said. I think if the Chiefs win, it will be by 10 or something like that, or 7. Maybe they're up by 10. Brady comes, gets them back within 7 or something like that, or even gets them back within 3, but just runs out of time. Something like that. All right. So that's cool, man. I guess my brother jumped off, so he fell off. So I'm going to back down and let you take the show out.
Yes, I'm gonna definitely take the show out. This is my cue to say thank you everybody for listening and watching to the Benchwarmers podcast here exclusively on IE Network. Thanks to my co-host Heaven Hollywood for participating, and of course my producer extraordinaire Wes Clark, who, by the way, his show comes on tomorrow, Real Talk. That comes on tomorrow night, 9 o'clock p.m., correct, Wes?
Yeah, Monday. Comes on Mondays.
Yeah, Mondays. I said tomorrow. Well,
Monday night at 9. And this week, actually, if everybody come back, we have, we're continuing our list of the black movies, or list of movies that you need to see to earn your black card. We're doing that all month for Black History Month. We are counting down the list of movies that you need to see to earn your black or keep your black card. Because if you haven't seen certain movies, you're in danger of losing it. And we also have we have some special guests tomorrow. Our guest is going to be the lovely ladies of a new show called Just Spice. It's for Latina and Afro-Latina women, and they're coming through.
Cool.
It should be cool. We're gonna talk to them about some stuff. And yeah, it'll be good. So we'll check us out on Monday night, 9 p.m. And everybody enjoy the Super Bowl tomorrow.
Yes, please let it be a great game. By the way, yeah. Sorry for the mistake. I said tomorrow night, Monday, and every Monday night for Real Talk with Wes Clark and his Jedi Council. Kev and Ralph. So, by the way, this is the last Saturday night show. From starting this Tuesday, actually, just 2 days after the Super Bowl, we'll be doing the Benchwarmers podcast Tuesday nights at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So mark that down on your calendar. Every Tuesday nights, 8:30 p.m. exclusively on the IE Network. Thank you all for listening and watching. Hope you all enjoy your weekend. Be safe out there. And as I go into the IE Network horizon, I say this to y'all as I bid you all a good night and farewell. Latest and tomatoes. Peace.